You know, when you picture Tai Chi, what's the first thing that comes to mind? It's probably people in a park, right? Moving in that slow, graceful, almost hypnotic way. And it looks super calming, beautiful, kind of like a gentle exercise. But what if I told you that's only scratching the surface? What if that's just the beginning? Okay, let's really dive in here.
What if those slow movements actually contain the secrets of advanced physics, the wisdom of ancient military strategy, and, get this, even the key to modern high-tech engineering? To unpack all of this, we're going to use a simple but really powerful framework that breaks it all down.
I want you to think of it as the Taichi SPA. And no, I don't mean the kind with massages and hot towels, but it is just as deep. It's an acronym. S is for science, P is for philosophy, and A is for art. This little framework is going to be our guide to understanding the truth, the virtue, and the sheer beauty that's all layered inside this practice. So let's start with the science.
And look, this isn't some abstract, woo-woo theory. Tai Chi is actually grounded in some very real, very tangible principles. We're talking about the physics, the physiology, and the psychology that dictate how we move, how we react, how we exist.
So, at its absolute core, Tai Chi is just a masterclass in applied physics. Seriously, it teaches you to become unbelievably aware of your own center of gravity and, more importantly, how to influence someone else's with the least amount of effort. It's all about structure, balance, and just perfect timing.
Then you've got the physiology of it all. The main goal here, ultimate efficiency. You learn how to relax, how to sink your weight, how to move in the most ergonomic way possible, all to use the absolute minimum amount of energy. So you get maximum effect from minimum effort. I mean, that's the very definition of working smarter, not harder.
And rounding out the science part, there's the psychology. Tai Chi trains your mind to be incredibly sensitive, but also incredibly patient. You start to develop this state of heightened awareness, not so you can be anxious and jumpy, but so you can just calmly wait for that perfect moment to act. This is strategic patience in its absolute purest form.
Okay, so that was the S, the science in our SPA. Now, let's move on to the P, the philosophy. And to really get the deep philosophy behind Tai Chi, we only have to look at one thing, one central metaphor, water.
And you might be wondering where this whole be like water idea comes from. Maybe some ancient monk? Nope. This quote is from Sun Tzu, from The Art of War. One of the greatest military strategists in all of history understood that the greatest power isn't found in being rigid and unmovable, but in being adaptable. You know, just like water.
So, what does it actually mean to be like water? Well, it means you're interactive. You adapt to whatever's around you. It means you flow with this smooth, seamless continuity. It means you bring your body, mind, and spirit all together as one integrated whole. And maybe most importantly, it means you understand that sometimes the most powerful move you can make is to yield, to give way, in order to overcome a much greater force.
All right, we've talked science, we've talked philosophy. That just leaves the last piece of our SPA puzzle, and that's A for art. This is where it all gets deeply, deeply personal.
Because see, once you really internalize the science and the philosophy, Tai Chi becomes something more. It becomes your unique expression. It's like a moving meditation, a kind of dance between you and the world around you, where all those principles become a language that your body just speaks. That is the art of it. It's this boundless form that you can constantly refine and make your own. There's no single right way to do it. There's just your way.
So, okay, we've got science, philosophy, and art. A pretty complete system, right? But what if this system, this ancient wisdom about flow, wasn't just for you and me, for our personal development? What if these exact same principles are being used right now, today, in the world of high-tech engineering? This is where it all comes together in a way you might not expect.
I mean, think about it. What on earth could this fluid, yielding be-like-water philosophy have to do with something as raw and brute force as smashing solid metal into a new shape? Well, the answer is everything.
This slide just lays it out so perfectly. On the left side, you've got the brute force approach. The machine just tries to force the metal into a shape. And the result? You get tons of stress, which can cause the part to crack and fail. But now look at the right. This is the Tai Chi approach. The machine part, the die, has been totally redesigned. It doesn't force anything. It guides the metal, letting it flow naturally into the shape it's supposed to be. You get the exact same result, but you do it without resistance, without stress, and without failure. It's working with the material, not fighting against it. And here it is. This is the big aha moment. It doesn't matter if we're talking about Lao Tzu's philosophy, Sun Tzu's military strategy, the physical movements of Tai Chi, or modern metal forming. The core principle is exactly the same. It's this universal wisdom of flow. It's the same idea, just expressed in different languages, across thousands of years and in completely different fields. The most effective way to shape anything is to understand its nature and guide it, not to force it.
Okay, so this is way more than just a cool piece of trivia. This universal principle is something you can actually use in your own life, like every single day. Let's break it down into a simple, actionable little model.
Let's just call it the GRR principle. It's easy to remember. First, G. Get intelligence first. Before you do anything, understand the situation. What are the forces at play? What's the nature of the problem? Don't just rush in blind. Next, R. React correspondingly. This means you adapt your approach to the situation. Be like water taking the shape of the cup. And finally, the second R, do it at the right time. Not too early, not too late. As they say, timing is everything.
So I'll leave you with this final thought from our explainer today. Just think about it. In your job, in your relationships, in whatever challenges you're facing, where are you using brute force? Where are you trying to just push through a wall? And where, instead, could you apply the wisdom of the Taichi SPA? Where could you step back, understand, adapt, and guide things toward a better outcome with intelligent, effortless flow?